scheme of the show basically follows morning time, Appalachian morning. And getting up, you'll notice when you see the show from the stands, either at our first contest next week at Madison Central or the football game on Friday, you'll notice that it's busy and hectic. There's lots of things going on. Every time you watch the show, I guarantee there's something new that you're going to catch in Appalachian morning. And it kind of represents that the alarm clock going off, we're getting up, we're stretching, and we move out from our house, and we go around town, and we're just busy everywhere. We're going and running and doing things and errands. The second tune slows down quite a bit. You're going to hear And the Earth Spins, a nice ballad. It's a jazz ballad. We have a couple of solos in it, and just really nice sound. It slows down, and it's a little more intimate. It's those time of the day maybe when you meet somebody new for the first time, whether it's a friend or someone you're going to spend the rest of your life with. And it's just a little bit slow, more contemplative. The tune you're not going to hear today is Third Wind. It's a little bit more upbeat. It's kind of like the end of the day. It's the party at the end of the day. A little bit more jazzy. There's a duet in the middle of it, and it's just kind of an exciting way to end the day. In the back, up on the top, is our color guard. They're still in uniform back there. They're going to be performing up there, so they have a little bit more space. In the very back here is our battery. This is our percussion that puts the drums on and marches around. I'm doing this mostly for those of you who are new to marching band. Our back part is our brass line. Our front part is our woodwind line. You'll notice that we don't march trombones, but we march in baritones. Baritones, pick them up real quick. This kind of comes from the drum corps style, no trombones. The main reason we don't march trombones is because of our drill. Next week you'll notice that the drill moves quite fast, and there's a lot of pass-throughs. They're moving in and out. That trombone slide just gets in the way, and it's kind of dangerous. The trombones get damaged a lot. And you'll notice a lot of bands nowadays kind of following that drum corps style and marching just baritones. So a lot of these guys back here and girls are actually trombone players. They learned how to push buttons down and now marching the baritone. We don't march French horns either. We have our mellophone section. We'll pick that up. So a lot of these players are either French horn or trumpet players in band class when they march the mellophone. It still gets that nice warm sound, but it has a punch behind it. We also have, our flugelhorn soloist, Emily, will be coming up playing flugelhorn, just to give us a different color and a different timbre, to expand our vocal range of the instruments. And then of course our trumpets, flute, piccolo, saxophone, clarinet, you'll find those in any band. It's very typical. In the front is what we would more appropriately call our rhythm section. I call it the front ensemble. You also hear it called the pit, like an orchestra pit. These folks have a lot to do. They play probably more than anybody else. When other folks are resting, they're playing. They control tempo, they control musicality, and a lot of things are just kind of in here. And what we've done over the past couple of years is expanded our front ensemble to include a lot of different types of instruments, from our pianos, electronic instruments. This year we have an Iwi solo. Where are you, Holly? You already know? Oh, she's got it on. Play a little bit for us. This is an electronic wind instrument, EWI, electronic wind instrument, so it's called Iwi. And we feature her at the very beginning. It sounds, you'll hear it, you're like, well, it doesn't sound like an electronic keyboard, it doesn't sound like a guitar, but it is a very interesting sound we've added to our show this year. Drum set, bass guitar, a lot of rhythm section kind of things that you'll see, just kind of fill out the rest of the band. We spent today, as you know, in a camp day. This is the first official day for KMEA competition. For the past couple of years, we've chosen not to go out the first weekend, but the second weekend, so that we can tidy things up, not feel rushed. It's a long season. We go all the way into the second week of November this year, so we're not really rushed to get out. I was waiting, I was kind of stalling a little bit for last parents. They were going to make a run through, make sure everybody got in here. So I'll finish this up real quick. I do want to remind you to be checking out the band website. I have all the competitions on there, except for, well, all of them, they've been on there since March, so you know what weekends we're going out. Just to clarify a few things, the very last KMEA competition, October 15th, I just registered for it about 2 days ago. If you wonder why the names don't pop up there, it's because we have to make sure that the contests are going to be held For example, next weekend we're going to Madison Central. I had originally picked the John Hardin competition, but that one's closed, so I had to switch to Madison Central. So I usually wait. I have to wait to make sure that things are going through for those before I officially announce them. But I can officially announce our very last competition for KMEA October 15th will be in Louisville at Butler Traditional High School. It is prelims finals. Next week at Madison Central is prelims finals. That means we will perform twice. We perform once in our class for prelims, and we will be judged against bands in our class. We are 5A. And then for finals, we compete against everybody that makes it into finals. So next week, we will be performing. It's on the website. I'm trying to recall the performance time. I'm not going to say it because I can't remember it, and I'll probably be wrong when I say it. Check out the website. You'll want to look under events and itineraries. If you click on the calendar, you're not going to see a time posted there. It's under events and itineraries. And I change that weekly depending on our contest schedule so people don't get confused about what's going on. If you fast forward to the end of our season, we have our regional competition is back in Hopkinsville. Am I saying that right, Mr. Bach? Mr. Bach? Mr. Bach? Hopkinsville, is that correct for regional? Yes. And that is our one overnight trip this year, followed by state competition this year at Western Kentucky, not at U of L. It's been at U of L for the past several years. It's at Western Kentucky University. And then 2 weeks after state is our Bands of America Grand National Championship performance in the Dome up in Indianapolis. That performance is on Thursday. So be prepared for those things. Just kind of give you a heads up. Our second competition is actually a regional competition. That's a very early regional competition. Very important performance for us, Bands of America at Eastern Kentucky University. All these things are online. Please be checking those out. And if you haven't already, like us on Facebook. I put a lot of stuff on Facebook as well, especially some fun stuff like photos. Without further ado, we're going to perform the first 2 movements of our 2011 show titled All in a Day. The band has learned a lot of choreography today. In fact, the majority of our time was spent teaching them choreography. And you're going to see them doing some body work. They can't do it all because they're standing so close to each other. It's very difficult for them to do the entire body work. So they're going to do some of it. In fact, band, I'd like you to do all the choreography as best you can in the limited space that you have right now, except for going to your knee in the last 2. Okay? You don't have to go to your knee since we're not in order. You do that in a sequence. So you're going to be out of order, so it'll be a little odd for you. You do start with your horns on the ground, right? Or they start, it's just the tubas start on the ground, is that right? Just the tubas, okay. So we're going to pick them up. I was thinking somebody did, the tubas, excuse me. You'll notice in our warm-up arc, we do a lot of training just with timings. This looks like a simple exercise. I'm going to have them pick up their instruments by giving them a hand cue from the field commander in just a second. Looks like a simple exercise, but it really gets them thinking about timing and how to do things in sequence. We do a lot of sequencing on the field. So, Allison and Grant are ready. Look at your field commander. And just that simple timing exercise really gets them focused as a group, so they're really thinking as one unit. Our show opens with front ensemble and EV solo.